Well, hello there friends, Stag here. Welcome back to my channel where I showcase the creation process of my lowbrow and gothic fantasy art and ramble some art things. My last video was a narration, like, until the very end. I had been sick the last couple weeks and really wanted to get a video out, but I ran into a problem. Every now and again there are just no words. So anyways, this is a bit of a different video, starting off with inking an art card. So I have been planning this project for a long time, but I wouldn't commit publicly. I really wanted to bring back Patreon rewards, and knew I wanted to do a mystery pack again, something exclusive, fun, with value. What I was doing before just wasn't working, and when I got sick a couple years ago, I just couldn't keep up with the amount of new products I needed every month. Despite being fairly prolific when it comes to art, there are some weeks or months I just can't do what I need to do with adequate timing. So I toyed in my head for a bit with the idea of booster packs of art cards. Something that can be easily packaged every month, something small, not outrageous to ship internationally, as I wanted to include free shipping as well. Initially I planned on getting custom foil packaging made, like a legit booster pack you would get for any trading card booster pack. In the last, that was my first issue, I had contacted many companies and they didn't just want to print the packaging. They wanted to print the cards as well and package them themselves. And they could not guarantee me that they would be packed methodically with care, which was a huge issue. Even though the card quality would be okay, similar to regular trading cards, I didn't really want that. I tested out other companies for printing and decided to go with a textured paper that it's reminiscent of watercolor paper, and really wanted to use those cards. I wanted someone else to print the cards because it was a huge amount of work to do and cut them all out by hand. But two-sided printing was also another issue. I had to approach it as I wanted the titles on the back as well. And there was just a lot of factors that the foil wrapping would not work out. On top of that, I wanted to bring that vintage feel of opening up a pack and having something bonus in there, like a sticker or a piece of gum, but not gum. I grew up amongst collecting cards. My dad would take my brother and I around to various trade shows and shops, and was always a collector and encouraged us as well. So I was really bummed out about the foil wrapping, but the last nail in the coffin was the fact that one pack could possibly have like 5 of the same card in it. Not being able to see that bothered me. I do not want the packs to have the same cards in them. That is almost depressing to open, but looking around online I found some holographic heat seal patches, which I figured that would work, but I preferred to go a more matte black with a label because I still wanted it branded in some form, even though I couldn't get them printed on. I just wanted it to feel kind of special. 10 years ago I started selling my art, and I started my business entirely on art cards. I would sell originals, and then I'd invest whatever I sold for the originals into like prints, and just kept building my business up. So like art cards are one of those things that are really kind of special to me because it's just where I started. They're not something I normally offer anymore. I don't really do art card prints. I rarely have originals, just maybe around like certain holidays or like during the Bad Apple mini auctions or something. Like Inktober is another time. Like I didn't do any of this last Inktober, but it's a time that I'm more likely to do some because I love ink work, but it's not something I get to do that often. So in every mystery pack, there would be 4 of the textured art card prints, 1 special holographic print, 1 button badge, and 1 sticker. but I wanted to knock it up a bit. For every 25 packs that were packaged, one of them would include an original art card. So I'm really happy to see this finally come to fruition. I have been planning and working on it for months. I had also planned on heat sealing them, and I got myself a little mini heat sealer that is fairly reminiscent of like a hair straightener. I wanted that need to tear it open. The pouches can still be resealed after with Ziploc, but I wanted them to be pure mystery. I don't even know what will be in each pack when it ships. I do plan on having the next 25 package soon, so it's just a matter of getting the next original art card done. But I thought it would be kind of fun to do this video starting out with drawing the first original art card in the first 25 packs and packaging them up. There is still a little time for this month to snag a pack for the month of May. They will be shipped out the second week in April. I also added another new reward included with the mystery pack tier, but it is also available on its own digital coloring pages. I get asked about them all the time. Right now, the only place to get my digital pages will be Patreon. For now. The place that prints my coloring books don't have paper options for thicker paper. While it still works great for a ton of supplies, precautions do need to be taken for markers and paint. I'm constantly making coloring books, so I thought it was another great reward, as I can stay on top of it easily in a month. May's 2 pages will be fairy themed, re-released digitally for the patrons on Patreon. I have currently been working on a fairy theme book. I know I do a lot of dark art, but people still crave that simple cuteness of my unicorns and fairies, so the majority of my most recent books were more skewed to gothic and Halloween and more spooky stuff, but of course it wouldn't be a Misfits coloring book for adults and odd children if it didn't have some creep still. I think my favorite darker pages is Daisy Bones. You can see the preview of that page on my Instagram featuring a skeleton fairy. I do want to do more emphasis on flowers in this book as well, something I mostly avoid. Like, I'm not a huge fan of flowers, period. Like, I love dried flowers and that brittleness, and I think they're pretty cool, but I've never really been a fan of like live fresh ones. Like, I do like plants, I like more viney stuff, but just not a fan of flowers. And I don't like drawing them. I don't. It's probably an artist aversion just because they're kind of complex to draw. Like, they are really simple, but it's just the subtle complexities. I recently got this bureau-like dresser for storage of small products. And I didn't quite realize how many stickers I have available, because I ended up not even going through all the ones that I have and doing just these 25. I ended up with like one extra one. But I figured the easiest way to make sure everything was in each bag was to package all the art cards first, and I ran into issues where, like, there was maybe some with a lot more zombies or aliens or something, and like, I wanted more of a mixture. But I'm not gonna focus on that too hard going forward, but I do want to make sure that at least all 5 cards are something different. Even if one of them is holographic and it's still technically different, like, I want that more diversity within the packs, because that is kind of depressing. Like, granted, you might have a friend that collects art cards too, and you can trade them or whatever, if you have a duplicate. I know I'd like to do more with this project going forward, and I will probably release a list of all the cards that are in circulation so people can cross them off the list or whatnot, because I am keeping track of things. but this project is very much in its baby stages anyway. I decided to put a limit of 100 of these per month as the cap, then that can be claimed. I thought it out and I was like, well, how many like art cards do I feel comfortable doing in a month? And, you know, 4 would be a thing. Like, I don't expect to hit that anytime soon, the cap, but it was just something, this entire project was something that it's kind of easy to manage, especially when you have like kind of an assembly line going when you're filling each of these pouches pretty quickly. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. You can find my updates, work in progresses, and new projects showcased on my Instagram. You can also find my prints, paintings, and more featuring my art at nobrownmisfits.com, and the link to my Patreon is below in the description, on my website, and in the cards of this video. May's rewards can still be reserved until the end of the month, and they will be shipped second week in April. Anyways, guys, bye.